Now, as much as I think Liverpool's business in the transfer window has been brilliant, I think there is still more work to be done, because considering the fact that Darwin Nunez might be leaving, if he indeed leaves, then it means that we need to find a replacement, at least for Darwin Nunez, even if we are not going to replace the absence of Luis Diaz, right? So that we have 4 senior players in those front 3 positions, with someone like Rio Nhumoha coming in to run at people maybe 10 minutes to the end of games or 15 minutes to the end of games. I think he's good enough to do that. We can throw him on maybe 10-15 minutes before the end of a game if we are already leading, or even if we are trying to get the win. He can come in and run at tired fullbacks. So I think that prospect is okay with me, as long as we get in a replacement for Darwin Nunez. I hope that replacement is going to be Alexander Isak, but I'm not sure. Nobody knows at this point. But even if it is not Alexander Isak, I think that someone should come in. There should be a body in the squad to replace Darwin Nunez. I also think that in defense we are a bit light. Looking at the game we played against AC Milan, the 4-2 defeat, I'm not saying that is why we lost the game, but I think it really told us a lot about what we need to do more when it comes to our defense. So we need at least one more body in that defense, because having Joe Gomez as the only backup to the starting center backs is a big problem, right? Because Joe Gomez's fitness record is not the best, and so we really need to fill in that position. If I'm not afraid, I would even say that we still need someone in midfield to cover someone like Gravenberch, because he's the only DM that we know in the squad. I think what Slot is thinking is that he might play Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister in that position as well. But I still think that it would have been much better if we had a specialist, someone who can break play, who is a specialist in breaking play, someone in the ilk of the Chelsea guy. I've forgotten his name. His name is escaping me right now. Moises Caicedo, right? I think we need someone in that ilk. I'm not saying at the level of Moises Caicedo. I know he's like the best defensive midfielder right now, who is very good at breaking play, but we need someone similar to that to be in that position, because I think in terms of our attack we are good to go, but when it comes to who is going to protect the back line when the ball breaks, when we are attacking and we lose the ball and our formation is wide open, who can stop the play from developing much further so that we don't get hurt in the defense? Because I think this season what I am looking for is that Liverpool improve massively in our defense. I think when it comes to the attack, last season our attack was good enough to win the Premier League. So I don't see any reason why, even without any additions to our attack, we shouldn't be able to challenge for the league. Now, for me, I feel like these additions that we've made is going to help us go farther in the Champions League. With the league, we should still be okay with this attack. So in terms of improvement, I really want to see much more improvement in our defense. We were the second best defense in the league. If we can be the best defense in the league and also in Europe, I think we can go far, and our prospect of winning a double in terms of the Champions League and the Premier League is going to massively improve. This season, I'm really happy about the way the transfers are going. Every team seems to be getting their targets, and so that really makes me happy. The reason is that it removes the element of excuses where teams sometimes complain about not having players available, not having the right people in the right positions, and so on and so forth. Now there's no excuse like that. So it all comes down to managers. It all comes down to the coaching on the field, in-game management, stuff like that. That is what is going to separate the best teams from the rest.